Hi, this is Robin Stewart from www.robinstewart.com. Thanks very much for viewing this video. I'd like to talk about sleep and people on the autistic spectrum. I posted a video at 3:10 this morning and I was talking about the insomnia I've had. Now, I've had insomnia on and off since I was 3. It goes in cycles, and so it's not a learnt behaviour, and it isn't something that started when I was a teenager. This is something that I've pretty much always had. Because of the developmental difficulties that I had, I was born at 28 weeks and I spent 10 weeks in hospital. That gave me a 3-year delay, so probably this problem would have happened from birth had I been born at the right time. I suppose what I'm trying to say is that this isn't an environmental problem. It's not necessarily a response to anxiety or depression or anything like that. It's something that started from very early on, and it was never a problem. My parents would put up a stair gate, so I would just stay in my room, so I'd be safe and I could just play with my toys, and that was absolutely fine. So there would be a time where I would have to go to bed, but then I didn't have to go to sleep. I just had to be in my bedroom. So going to bed was really just going to my bedroom, and then I could play with my toys. But I couldn't come out unless I needed the bathroom until the following day, or unless, of course, I was ill or I needed my parents for something. But it was alone play, so it was solitary, and I just used to play till whenever I got tired, and it would often mean I'd only have maybe 4 hours sleep. And then when I was kind of 12 or 13, I, as any teenager would, needed a bit more sleep, but wasn't really getting it. And then in my 20s, it was when it became a problem, but not for me, but for other people. When I was living with other people, they sometimes kind of found my sleeping pattern a little bit difficult, particularly if I got anxious, because I'd be up all night and my room was very small, and so I'd be up, and I felt the pressure to go to sleep at bedtime and not just kind of when I felt like it. I spend a lot of hours awake, so even though it's now 20 to 1 in the afternoon, so even though I was up until 3 this morning and I got up at 8 this morning, so I've had like 4 hours sleep, it hasn't really made a lot of difference to my cognitive functioning. If anything, I'm a bit more confident, and I think that's good. So I feel very much that if you have a son or daughter, or if you yourself have peculiar sleep patterns, if it's not affecting your cognitive functioning, your thinking during the day, then don't worry about it. I found when I had depression that melatonin regulated my sleep pattern and made my depression a lot better. Now, obviously, I'm not a psychiatrist or a doctor or anything like that, but I can talk from my personal experience with melatonin and tell you that there's a lot of research that suggests that melatonin is very useful for people on the autistic spectrum and sometimes their parents. Melatonin is a hormone, so it's naturally produced by the body, and it maybe seems that people on the autistic spectrum just don't produce enough of it. So if you are experiencing sleep problems and if it is causing a problem during your day, then maybe talking to your GP or psychiatrist about using melatonin may be beneficial. But some people are just made to have very little sleep or be nocturnal, and if it's not affecting your daily function, if it's not stopping you from doing things, then why do you need to change it?